Okay. Hello, and welcome everyone to the Author Spotlight for the Power Within. We are ramping up for the launch that's just a couple days away on November 14th for the digital launch and highlighting the authors, their story, the work that they're doing. And today I'm so excited to be highlighting special guest and my dear friend, Terri Tonkin. Welcome, Terri.
Hi, thanks for having me. Great to
Thank
be
you.
here.
I'm so excited to be highlighting you today and sharing your story in the book and also just the work that you do. You have a very special part in this book collaboration, more than one actually, because not only are you the ghostwriter who have assisted some of the authors in bringing their chapters to life, you also were the coordinator in connecting Jenny and I, the publisher who is in making all this happen.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funny story. I've got a friend who lives close by to me in Australia. She's only about 20 minutes away, and she connected me with Ginny on another platform, and I did a podcast with Jenny. And then Ginny said to me, "Can I just have a chat with you privately after we finish? Blah blah blah." Sure. Anyway, we were talking. I think it was in our second conversation, and she was talking about having this idea to have this compilation book come to life. And she
Mhm.
was having a bit of a hard time finding a publisher. And I went, "Oh, I know somebody in Colorado just down the road from you." So,
Yes,
so from a connection here in Australia to a connection to Ginny in Colorado to me back to
yeah,
you,
yeah.
it's been a
It
bit of
just
a around the world trip, but it's been wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much for making that connection and helping to bring all of this together. It really is amazing. You're in Australia. Jenny is about 4 hours away from me in the same state in Colorado, and that's how these things work.
Yeah.
Because we worked together on another book compilation,
Yes.
so that's the
Two
beauty
or
of
three years ago.
yeah. It's
Yeah, I
probably
think I think we
three.
started in 2022 and we launched in 23. Yeah.
So it's that's kind of the one of the beautiful things about collaboration books is
Mm.
the networks that we build and the connections that we create, and then the opportunities that we can help facilitate for other people sometimes.
And and I think that's one of, like I said, it's one of the beauties of being in the compilation books is the connections that you make, the networks that you become a member of. And through our connection, you assisted me with my book last year when I was
Mhm.
having trouble getting my cover to fit. But we've maintained contact, and I think that's the beautiful part is that once you make those connections, they really are there for life.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I do think it's pretty unique container when, people
Mm.
come together around a shared vision and really all create, put their effort into creating a successful outcome. And, this is a decent, the process can last several months of working together.
Mm.
We're writing our chapter a lot of times privately, but then we're doing a lot of other things connecting and I
Yeah.
think yeah, it's a really amazing
Yeah, 14 wonderful women coming together. How powerful.
yeah, exactly. So the first question that I ask, which I don't this doesn't really apply to you because we already knew that you were going to be a part of the kind of the team of ghostwriters,
Yeah.
which is what inspired you to say yes to being a part of the Power Within. But I guess my question to kind of shift it a little bit is how is the process of supporting the authors in writing their
It's
chapters?
it's been an honor and I feel privileged and humbled to be a part of it. I've shared with a few of the authors and to have their trust in me without even knowing me. I sit on the other side of the world. They knew nothing about me. So having Ginny's trust and your trust, I think allowed the other authors to have trust in me as well. But through that process, we've come to know each other. And some of the authors a lot of the authors I didn't work with, but
Yeah.
through our connections, our weekly contacts, our fortnightly contacts,
Yeah.
through our socials, getting to know the other authors has just been wonderful.
Yeah, it's really great. And so this is what number? What book collaboration is this for you? Because I
20
know
years.
everybody. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Something
Um,
like
so
that.
the launch process, has that gone easier for you? It's kind of like, okay, I know this now.
But there's still always something new.
Mhm.
And being part of the team as well, I can, we've done our little trainings and then you posted something the other day and I went, make sure you hashtag everybody or
Yes. Yeah.
you
You're
could
like, I'm
get the
not the
14.
newspaper, just
Yeah, so
17.
you're 14 times your reach, so it's little things
Yeah.
like that. And then you might say something, or one of the other authors might say something, oh, I hadn't thought that. So
Yeah.
there's always different perspectives to bring into light. And things are changing so rapidly as well. So it's always good to have that refresher, I guess you'd call it. But
Yeah.
it's also new information that comes through because the other authors are bringing their ideas. Some of them have authored before, some of them haven't.
Yeah.
They're looking at it with different eyes to yourself and myself
Sure.
who have done the process. And it's always great to learn something new. So,
Yeah. We're all learning and growing and
yeah,
together. So it's pretty amazing.
absolutely.
So, what can you share a little bit about your chapter? It's such a powerful reflection of your journey. Can you
Mhm.
share what story or message you most want the readers to take away?
Well, my chapter is we have a voice and we can use it. And
Mm.
I guess I have, through my life, I've always had a voice, sort of. Sometimes I've been told it's too loud. Sometimes I've been told I've been too disruptive.
Mm.
And and I think as women, I'll say as women in general, we've been conditioned not to have a voice.
Yeah.
My dad, I think, was he was my hero. He was an advocate for having a voice. And he
Yeah.
used to say to me, don't come to me with the problem, come to me with the solution.
Yeah.
And the other thing he used to say was, if you come with an opinion, be able to back it up.
Ah, yeah. You share about
So
that in the book. That's,
yeah,
that's
and it's you can make an opinion. Anybody can make an opinion, but if you can't not justify it, but if you can't back it up as
yeah,
to why you've gone a particular way,
that's a
your
good
voice is lost anyway.
that's a good rule of thumb right now. There's a lot of opinions floating around out.
Oh, absolutely. Just look at social media. If you
Yeah,
don't agree with my
exactly.
opinion, you're wrong. Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm not wrong. I just have a different point of view.
yeah. It's an opinion for a reason, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So my dad was, like I said, he was my advocate and he was very staunch on justice, as
hmm.
in, your voice, your opinion, your space,
Yeah.
and fairness, for justice and fairness. So I guess I get that from my dad, although I am told that I'm very determined, like my mother. So
Okay.
what a mix.
Nice. Yeah,
So
good.
what I'd like my readers, or all of the readers, to
Yeah.
take away, because they're not just reading my chapter,
Yeah.
but from my chapter, it is that you do have a voice and you are able to use it. And I don't mean use it in a harsh, unkind, cruel way,
Yeah.
but use it for yourself and
Uh-huh.
for those around you that you love to make sure that you get what your life should be.
Yeah.
Don't
And
let
you
people
give
put you down.
I loved your chapter because it gives these really great examples, these really tangible examples of how you chose to use your voice or chose
Mm,
to advocate for yourself. And so for anyone who's watching, make sure to grab the digital copy of The Power Within, just a couple days away. Read Terry's chapter, and if it resonates, reach out to her because it means the world to us when we get feedback
absolutely.
from the from our readers. So
Mm.
um so the next question I have for you is, um, and we kind of touched on it, you've been an integral part of this process. What did you enjoy most about being part of this collaboration, this book and community of women?
I think it is the community. And like I said at the beginning, the connections that we make and the networks that we become a part of. But
Mhm.
working with the authors and really getting behind their story, it was
Yeah.
behind what you see, not
Yeah.
necessarily behind their story, but behind what you see. And some really interesting lives
Yeah.
that I've been able to help them share. And that's how using your voice. I use it a lot through writing.
Hmm.
rather than on the public stage. I have done that, but
Yeah.
I love the writing. So I use the words and I use my voice through my writing and
Yeah.
being able to help the other authors do that. And the authors that I didn't work with one to one, we've still had those conversations through our socials and our own little author network
Hmm.
in sharing how things could be different or how they could do this or how this works or if this happens, we can do this. Or when it gets to publishing, the excitement will build. And just being there as part of the support crew. Yes,
Yeah.
I've written an author. Yes, I've helped some of the other authors, but just being part of the community and supporting each other, I think, has been absolutely beautiful.
It's been I mean, Jenny has done an amazing job bringing
Mm.
together a team to support the authors through this process, and just partnering with her has been, it's been such a, like, I want to say honor, which that's true, but it's also just made this when you find a partner that, your skill
Mm.
sets and things align, it just makes us everything run so much smoother. So I'm super
Yeah.
grateful for
And
her.
again, going back to how it all connected,
Yeah.
once Jenny connected with you, the authors just came
Yeah.
because she was then aligned
Hmm.
and everything it just fell beautifully. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty.
Synchronicity.
Yes, absolutely. So I mean, I think this question, we kind of already alluded to it because you are a ghostwriter, but
Mhm.
what um how does your chapter specifically connect back to the work that you're doing in the world, your mission, your business, and your calling?
I have a belief that everybody has a story to tell and everybody has a story to share.
Mm.
Like I said, like, let's say 20 compilations, round figures. There's
Yeah.
20 stories. Everybody's got at least one. And if we can share our story and it impacts one person, it's been worth it.
Yeah.
If you can share your experience, if you can share how you overcome a challenge, how you've progressed through life, even the pathway that you take. Like I've had a very varied life
Hmm.
and life experiences. I left high school, I joined the Defence Forces, I got married, I taught swimming, I worked in retail, I worked in banks, I worked in public service, I've worked in youth
A little
programs, I
bit
had
of
my own
everything.
business,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
if you've got one story to share, share
Hmm.
it. Don't
Yes.
don't be greedy and hold it into yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to hear it.
Yeah, and I love that you said even if it touches one person, then it's worth it. And if you touch one, then you're guaranteed to touch two because of the process of you writing,
Domino effect.
of sharing it.
Yes.
Two, your own, the process of, I think us writing, sharing, getting clear. A lot of the interviews I've done with the other authors, a lot of them have said it helped me see, wow, how far I've come, or help
Mm,
put the pieces together on, wow, how did I get here? So there's a lot of clarity that comes through, I think, the writing process. It can be cathartic sometimes, and
yes.
so you're going to reach the reader, but it's a transformational, it's an opportunity for transformation for the author too. And that's one of my favorite things, I
It
think,
it
about.
is very cathartic and therapeutic. When I wrote my first book,
Mhm.
one of the reasons I wrote it was my mum was going into care, pardon me, and I wanted her to read it before she lost the ability to read it.
Yeah.
And just writing my story, I even checked in with my brother and I, do I remember this correctly?
Yes. Yeah, it stirs up a lot, right?
Yeah, it does. It just like, oh, gee, wow, I did that. And then, oh, wow, I did that. And just
Yeah.
having that reflection can be
Mhm.
therapeutic as
Yeah.
well. And the release, you
Hmm.
don't realize how emotional it can be.
Yeah.
It can be, you might cry, you might laugh, you might scream.
Yeah.
All sorts of emotions will come through. But
Yeah.
that's a cleanse. That really is a cleanse.
Mm.
And if your story, like I said, if your story can reach one person and they go, oh, I'm not alone, I'm not the only person, then it's had an impact.
And that's something that you do, obviously, with your work. So, can you share a little bit about the work that you do as a ghostwriter and how you support people in bringing their story?
Yeah. So I'm not like not all ghostwriters are the same.
Yeah.
I write. I write the manuscript. I
Mhm.
interview my clients. I record them so that I get their tone and I get their language.
Mhm.
Um, I don't publish. I have learnt I'm not a publisher. I've done it twice, and that was enough.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I write. But
Yeah.
again, through those compilation books that I've done, I've worked with a number of publishers, I've worked with a number of editors, I've worked with formatters. So
Mhm.
I can say to my clients, here's your manuscript, contact these people and see who
Yeah,
resonates
here's the
with you.
network I have. Exactly.
I
And same,
share my network. I gladly share my network. I've done that a number of times.
it's great
So,
to be the connector, right? Sometimes.
oh,
Yeah.
it's, well, yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Sharon, who knew Ginny, who, yeah,
Yeah,
and
the proof
yeah,
is here.
that's the way it works.
Yes,
But
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, I was in a compilation book a few years ago, and just going back to the ghostwriting, and the book was called Forever Changed by Suicide.
Hmm.
I had lost a brother, and in that book there were 23 stories, but 22 authors. One of the authors approached me and said, would I go into her book as a contributing author? And it was on domestic violence. And
Mm.
I said, no.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, I said, no, I've been blessed.
Yeah.
I haven't had to deal with it. I haven't been faced with it. And she
Yeah.
said, well, could you write it from your opinion? And I went, no, that
Mm.
actually goes against my integrity because
Mm.
that would be totally subjective. It wouldn't be objective. And I said, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
When I put it out to the universe that I was being a ghostwriter, my first two clients were DV survivors.
Wow.
And I went, that's why I didn't write that book, because
Mm.
I could write their story
Sure.
without the emotional attachment, without
Yeah.
the emotional triggers.
Mm.
So they would share their time with me. And one of them, we did a lot of it via email. But I said to her, please go, because she was still having counseling. And I said, please go to your therapist. I
Yeah.
do not want to write this if this is going to undo all of the good work. So she
Yeah.
got a letter from her therapist and said, no, this is going to be the icing on the cake for her. She can really get it out.
Wow.
Beautiful. Then I also said, are there any legal outstandings? Because if anything comes back, it comes back to you, not me, because my name's not on the manuscript. So I always make sure that my clients are protected,
Yeah.
that they're safe,
Mm.
and what they share with me stays with me. Yes, I record it, but that stays with me, and that's for my writing. So, like I said, I can get their tone, I can get their language, because when it comes down to it, their name is on the manuscript, which is their
It's
story.
they're publishing it under their name, right?
Yeah,
They're
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone might come to you for all different kinds of reasons and say, I want to write a book, but I'm not really a writer. I have this story that I have.
Mhm.
Um, I've always known that this is supposed to be a book or whatever it is, and you help them kind of from idea to manuscript, right?
Yeah,
You do
I'm different to a book coach in that
you did
I'll
writing.
probably ask a lot of the questions that a
Yeah.
book coach would to
Yeah.
get the direction, but I actually write it for
You
them.
do the hard
And
lifting, do the heavy lifting. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. If they can give me an hour a week, we can have a book done in 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
which is a fair size book.
So if anyone who's watching this and you're like, ah,
Mm.
make sure to reach out to Terri. And a really good way to do that is by getting the digital copy on Friday. All of her contacts and links are in there. Of course, she is tagged in this live, so you could always reach out to her there too. I'm sure she would be happy to hear from you there. But if you have a story and you don't feel like you have the time or you don't feel like you're a writer, connect with her and see if that's a
Oh.
potential option for you.
And don't worry that I'm in Australia. I've worked with people in America.
Yeah.
It's easy. Look at this.
All over. Exactly. We live in
This is how
incredible.
we do it.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's see. So this book. The book is centered around strength, around voice and vision. Which of those themes feels most aligned with your
The
story?
voice.
Yeah, I knew. I was like, I this question and I already know the answer to it. The voice. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
use it.
absolutely. Yep, that is, yeah, that tracks for sure.
And I think that was one of the other funny things about this group of women. When you look at our business names,
Hmm.
like your Inspired Hearts, I'm Connect Within, Diana is Something Hearts, and
Yep.
all of us have got very,
A very heart-centered group.
yeah, very
That's
aligned. It's
there's
amazing.
I was saying this in another interview is how authentic all the authors are and everyone is very much walking their walk, I feel like.
Mm,
It's really refreshing just to, there's just a real deep sincerity to the group, and a genuine desire to create transformation for themselves, but also to extend that out to the people that they work with and their clients and their audience. So it's an incredible group of women. There's a lot of amazing stories in this book, and super excited to be sharing it. So for those feeling called to write or share their story, what would you tell them?
let me help you to tell, write, and share your story.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different ways. I think it's so important for people to recognize the levels of support available.
Yeah, yeah.
And we live in such incredible times where there is platforms to self-publish. There is people who do ghostwriting for you. There is people to help you
Mm,
do public. There's resources and
absolutely.
support, and there's no reason not to. So if you're feeling called
Yeah,
to it, then I say, move forward.
yeah.
Um,
As a
so
ghostwriter, I take away a lot of the excuses, the reasons, the challenges, the issues as to why you don't. You don't have,
exactly. A lot
you
of
don't,
those objectives, I don't have time. I don't know how to write. Yeah.
nobody will read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
And a
Yep.
compilation book is a beautiful way to start.
It is. It is. And you might get a writing bug.
Oh, some of them have. I did warn them. I did warn them at our first training. I said, you will become addicted. And they
Yes.
laughed at me.
Yes. I've already talked to a few authors who are like, oh, I'm writing my solo book or I'm ready to do
Yeah,
this. And so it's
that's
pretty.
fantastic outcome.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
And so exciting to have this, here. I think sometimes, we start months ago and working through this.
Mm.
It's like, oh, we're here. Okay, we're doing this.
Comes up
So
quickly. Comes
yeah.
up quickly.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, for me, what are we here? I'm Thursday because I'm in the future. So
yes, you're doing people's future. Yes.
look,
Yes.
either way, it's still only 2 days away. So
Yes. 2 days.
yeah, getting
So
excited.
what kind of impact do you hope your story and the power within as a whole will have on the readers?
I hope and trust that the readers will understand that whatever they're facing, whatever they're dealing with, whatever they're going through, there is always somebody who has been there, done it, and there's
Mm.
always somebody there who can support them. So don't try and live life on your own.
Yeah, there's
Reach
so much
out.
support out there, and people, I hope also people find camaraderie in the stories, and I know they will.
Yeah.
As you read through, you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm going through something similar," or I can totally relate to that, and it really reminds you of how similar we all, the experiences that a lot of us live,
Mm.
even
Yeah.
from across the world, over in Australia or in Canada,
Yeah.
and we're all kind of having these similar experiences, and I think that can be really cathartic as well.
Absolutely. So when you read the chapters and you resonate, reach out. All the author details are there. So just reach
Yeah,
out. Even
reach
if you
out.
reach out and say, thank you.
Yes, and
Thank you for sharing your story.
it really means the world to the author because they've put so much work and energy into the creating this. They've put
Mm.
themselves out there, they're vulnerable. It means so much. But it also is most likely going to be really healing for you, to just read, it kind of
Oh,
creates that connection. So yeah, I encourage it. So
that's good.
finally, what's next for you, or what are you working on currently? And of course, people can connect with you, as we've mentioned, through your links in the book. Also, I will, tag you here in this video, but share a little bit about what's going on behind
There's,
your scenes.
there's another compilation book coming out in February.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
And that one's called A Grateful Life. So I've submitted my chapter for that one. So that's
Okay.
in progress. This year I put my hand up to judge some book awards, and I'm doing that again next year.
Mm,
The lady who's doing A Grateful Life, she's running Inspire Awards here in Australia,
mm,
open globally.
mm,
And I will be a judge for those awards again next year.
mm.
Uh, Probably some more holidays. I'm planning a big holiday next year to Japan. And as the writing comes in,
Continues the journey.
continue writing.
Yeah, awesome. Oh my gosh, so many exciting
Like I
things.
said, it's addictive.
Yes, it can. You're like the good like example of that, I think.
Just
Um,
sharing stories. It's beautiful.
yeah, thank you so much, Terry, for
Thank
being
you,
here,
Nicola.
for supporting us through this project and contributing in so many ways. We so appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you on Friday.
You will. And
Yeah.
thank you for saying yes to Ginny.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so grateful I did.
It's been a good connection, a really good connection.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to grab a copy of The Power Within. The digital launch is Friday, November 14th, in the US, which is the 15th in Australia.
6
But
a.m. here in Brisbane, 7 a.m. in Sydney time.
there you go. Grab a copy, read it, and if it resonates, make sure to reach out, connect. And we're excited to see the journey continue. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.